So the Proxy Wars, how humanity was being manipulated by the Council. This is something that's a very fascinating topic to me just because when you read the codexes and when you go through the lore of Mass Effect, you see how the governments work. You see how certain factions are being utilized for advantageous and almost scummy ways. One of the most fascinating things that I find very interesting is the Proxy Wars, the way humanity was manipulated to more or less further Citadel's agenda. So let's kind of start from the top. How did this happen? So originally, there was the Battle of Shang-Chi. One of the human colonies is taken over by the Turians, and the Turians and the humans having first contact, being a military engagement. For humanity, this is the first encounter with another species. But for the Citadel, this is a very alarming thing that the main military branch, the main military arm of the Citadel forces, is actually encountering resistance on just a tiny colony of some new alien species. Now, depending on your interpretation of the lore, it could seem that the Turians were given quite a run for their money. With the small forces that they used, humanity used an equal number of forces and seemed to easily give them a good showdown. A showdown that was so impressive that the Turians even kind of toyed with the idea of just destroying the whole damn colony. This, of course, came to a halt with the Asari and the Solarians coming to the table and saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's introduce this new species to the galaxy. And then, we have about 30 years, roughly, where Mass Effect finally takes place. But either way, this is a very fascinating development. Here it is, the main military of the Citadel, the strongest fleet in the entire galaxy, and it just had a roadblock with a brand new species who just discovered how to use the mass relays. This calls for investigation. Some would theorize that maybe it's just a fluke. Maybe the Turians just had a bad general. Maybe the humans were actually more puffed up than what they really were. They gave it such a strong fight just to impress the Council. Or maybe the reality is that this new species really is stronger than the Turians. This new species could possibly overthrow the military of the Citadel. This needs investigating. This needs probing. So what's the best way to do it? Well, they're a new species and they want to go colonize the stars, right? Right? And they have zero idea about the history of the galaxy, correct? Cool. Have them live in the most dangerous places and instigate other factions and see how they do. This is the Proxy Wars. This is where, on the Citadel side, it's a win-win. If humanity is willing to do diplomacy, if humanity is willing to work with the Citadel, then that's a win. They get a good ally, one who's far stronger than the one that they just lost, which is the Batarians. But on the flip side, if it turns out humanity isn't really cooperating with the Alliance, with the Citadel, if humanity is colonizing these dangerous spots, and they're encountering military conflict after conflict, it's a win for the Citadel because now they're not a threat. They're too weak to engage with the Citadel. This is a very clever tactic by the Citadel, and it's very, I would almost say, more than renegade, it's just downright evil. It's such a fascinating idea. The idea of, hey, here's some newcomers who really gave us a tough military defense, so let's put them in dangerous areas, which is the Terminus systems, have them start wars with the Terminus systems, and also have them engage with the one faction who just left the Citadel, which is the Batarians. And if they do well enough, they could cause the Batarians to come into our fold, or they could expand our territory without us actually being involved. You see, what the Citadel had done was they told humanity, oh, you want to colonize the stars? Well, there's only a few worlds, and you have to do it through right channels, but I would suggest you kind of look in these areas. I'm not giving you full legal pardon to go there, but I'm just telling you that these would be good areas that no one holds claim to. What they're really doing is they're making you inhabit the border of the Terminus systems of another faction that humanity has zero idea of, and start a war. Now, Citadel does warn them kind of ahead of time, saying, hey, just letting you know, these areas are uncharted, and these systems can be very dangerous. Humanity, of course, doesn't take it into account that maybe there's another nation there, that there's another faction, and they start doing it. You have Torfin, you have all these other beautiful colonies that are established. And sure enough, the Batarians, and along with many of the Terminus systems, declare war. They say this is an invasion on their part, and they are correct. This is an invasion of their territory, places that they were going to colonize eventually. And also, this is putting the Citadel way too close to them. It's making them uncomfortable. So they attack, assembling pirates, slavers, all sorts of baddies, and they launch their own little proxy war against humanity. This is where the galaxy was really eyeing everybody. Everybody was looking at humanity going, how are they going to react? This is very important. Humanity just joined the fold. They gave the Turians a run for their money. How are they going to do by themselves? Are they going to come running to the Citadel for military aid, like many of the other species do, like Solarians and Volus or Nelcor? Or are they going to actually hold their own and prove to be competent and prove to be a great ally? They did that. They held their own. They even kicked out a lot of terrible terrorist organizations, and they ended up putting such a staunch military defense that it put the Turians in a new light. The Turians recognize that yes, humanity doesn't have the many centuries of fleet building that they have, but humanity does have the versatile command structure and the forces to definitely be on par with them. And this is sort of scary. This is scary for everybody. For the Batarians, they view this as just subjugation through proxy. And they are sort of right on this. It's not propaganda. They're actually pretty much dead on the money. The council wants to show the Batarians that, hey, you left us because you're a bunch of scheming terrorists. Well, now we have this new meathead, humans, and guess what? It's like two Turians, basically. It's like two different Turian factions who are going to kick your ass. And that puts a lot of pressure on the Batarian hegemony. But then also for the Terminus systems, humanity just weakened them. This is why when Mass Effect starts, the Citadel space and Citadel itself is sort of in the height of its power because of humanity. And all it is humanity keeps giving new areas, new embassies, new everything. And other alien species like the Volus and Turians, respectively, they're kind of upset, but they kind of understand. But they're more upset than anything that they've been around for such a long time. Yet humanity is given so many advantages, so many gifts, like new places to colonize, new weapon developments, even dreadnoughts. Which again, dreadnoughts are very highly regulated, and yet humanity is allowed to make so many of them. Still less than the Turians, but more than the Solarians. And also humanity has this new invention called a carrier. You know, just a massive fucking dreadnought with a ton of fighters in it. And that was alien to everybody. So they see this and they're saying, wait, isn't that a dreadnought? And the council favors humanity by saying, no, it isn't. Because it doesn't have the guns of a dreadnought. It just has the capability to be a dreadnought because of its size. This, again, upsets a lot of alien species where they say if we pulled off some design bullshit like that, you would penalize us, saying that that is a dreadnought. But again, the council is saying, we are allowing all this humanity. We're giving you this. In exchange, you have to fight our enemies. Our problems are your problems. If you don't solve your own problems, you can't come to us. It's a one-way street. Whatever hurts humanity is just humanity's problem. Whatever hurts the council is humanity's problem. But humanity's problems cannot be inflicted upon the council. This is why it is such a tumultuous situation in Mass Effect 1. This is why Mass Effect 1, it's very important when you choose your origin that you kind of read what these were about. Mostly exploration and fighting these nasty slavers, bandits, all sorts of ordeals. And then you tie it all in with the codexes where you go, oh shit. Humanity was being used to instigate these wars. Humanity was being used as a proxy and also as a test where the council can say, oh look, humanity lost the colonies that we just gave them. That's proof that they're weak and therefore we could just ignore them. We don't have to sanction this. We can declare carriers as a dreadnought, thereby inhibiting their army size. Or, hey, it turns out humanity is so weak, we can start making them pay reparations to the Turian fleet for all the damages they did, because the Turians are the main arm and the main military branch of humanity. They could have done a lot of interesting sanctions, a lot of interesting political intrigues, had humanity not proven how militarily capable they were. But it's in their military might that many species started to become scared. Yes, they are getting favor from the council, but it's also more scary is the fact that they're militarily capable to challenge the council. This is why it's very interesting to see what is given to them at such a rapid pace. It's like, why, council, are you allowing them to have a specter? Oh, it's to prevent possible, deterioration of relations and, God forbid, war with humanity. Yeah, that sounds okay with me. Very fascinating idea. I just wanted to talk about it for a brief 10 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys now play Mass Effect and sort of have this new light in the background where you're sitting there going, okay, that's what that's about. Okay, that's why a lot of human crew members are always saying that the Citadel is just sending us into dangerous situations with no briefing whatsoever. That's why the Citadel is holding cards to their chest and not giving humanity all the information. It's because they want to test humanity. They want to either see them crippled, which works in their favor, or they want to see them thrive, which again expands their own influence. It's a win-win for them. See you guys next time.